Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how the Tech LR Broly does in the Cell Max event after his Extreme Z Awakening. Now, to be honest with you, Tech LR Broly, pretty cool. A really awesome character. I think overall a fantastic unit in general. And I think his EZA is really good. I think it, creates a great second slot option to pair up with the Tech LR Broly. I think he can do some really insane damage. And especially in the Cell Max event, because the thing is, he can activate his full passive here. Which, for me is a very good thing. That ability to activate that full passive, to have that full damage proc, to get that extra buff on attack down and attack defense down, is all like very good. And I think, for me especially, it's a very good situation for him. I don't think he needs the attack down to make his attack stats impressive. I think they're impressive regardless, but it does give it that extra layer. It takes him from situations where he's going to hit 40 million, 42 million to hitting like 50 something, which ultimately at the end of the day is pretty impressive, all things considered. Of course, for some people, he'll be able to hit 60, 70 million, especially if you have dupes. This is only a 55% Broly. But either way, I think Broly does a good job. All of these situations here, he does not have defensive items, and barring super attacks, he's pretty much okay for the majority of the fight. And the trade-off, obviously, for him, not necessarily being super duper strong defensively, is the fact that he does an absolutely insane amount of damage. Now, I will say I feel like building him full crit is the way to go. And the reason I say this is because, just looking at how bosses work, the damage reduction, the typing, etc., to basically not crit on these huge attack stats does such a huge disservice to these attack stats. It's almost pointless Broly having, these massive attack stats and then essentially not getting any real damage done because he's not getting his crits, he's not getting things like that. But for me, Broly is almost without a doubt one of the best damage dealers in the game, and because of this, it's the trade-off you kind of accept for most situations. Of course, he can't tank. I mean, like you're seeing here, I'm showing he's not going to tank first slot, he's not going to tank anything. After super, tanks way better, of course. And I think for me personally, I really just think that in any of these hard events, Cell Max, Red Zone, Blue Zone, the trade-off for bringing Broly is always going to be worth it. Yes, in AoE situations, there's a bit of a high-risk scenario. You look at things like Zamasu. Zamasu Red Zone is just not a good one for Broly. You can take Broly into Zamasu Red Zone. You can have Broly Rainbowed. If you don't use an item and he gets hit with 2 AoEs and a super, you're dead. That's it. It's done. It's just mathematically, it's just not really something you can solve. He just takes such a huge amount of damage. You could beef him hugely with tons of defensive support. He's still probably going to leave you with a very bad situation. The thing is, that's one event, maybe there's 2 of them, where that is a bit of an issue for you. Honestly, for the rest, it's all very straightforward. He's just too hard to handle, too much damage, and just very good. So, for me personally, I gotta be honest, I'm very happy with him. I think the trade-off is perfectly balanced with him. You get huge attack stats, whilst also getting someone that's maybe not potentially the most defensively secure in certain situations. But if I'm being honest, generally, especially after Ultra Super, Broly is pretty much defensively fine. So yeah, bye.